What's going on, y'all? Another episode of our Day's Athletics Audiobytes. Just a quick pre-draft edition. Just going over some players, going over some surprising picks last night. And I'll say it wasn't that bad. It kind of went as expected for the most part. It was a good amount of decent picks, not bad trades and stuff. I'd say the biggest surprises was Damon Arnett at 19 for the Raiders. You can't go wrong with an Ohio State corner, but still, it's kind of a reach in my opinion. But he's going to be great regardless. That's the thing about the Raiders. They make these interesting picks, but usually it works out for them. I'd say after that, it wasn't that bad. Jeff Gladney at 31 for the Vikings, I thought was kind of a reach. Clyde Edwards or Hilaire at 32 over guys like DeAndre Swift and Cam Akers and all those guys. Like, that was surprising. I love Cesar Ruiz at 24 for the Saints. That's going to be a really, really solid pick. I love that the Buccaneers traded up to get Tristan Wirfs at 13 because he dropped surprisingly. That's probably the biggest slip of the first round, Tristan Wirfs. He was expected to even maybe go top 4, top 5, and he drops to 13 at the Jets spot. I'm a Jets fan, so I kind of wanted him there, but I'm more than happy with Mekhi Becton. Those are the two guys that I wanted, so I'm happy with that. Moving on to the second round, there's some quick this second round gems, and this is gonna be a lot. This draft class is very deep. We talked about this already in my articles. Just receivers, safeties, running backs, you name it. It's gonna be pretty deep. So for potential second round gems, I have J.K. Dobbins. He's going to ball out. There's a bunch of good running backs in that second round that's going to go, but J.K. Dobbins is a guy that you can't not sleep on. T. Higgins is probably going to go super early. Probably people are going to trade up to get him. Surprised that he dropped to the second round. I thought he should have been a first rounder. Antoine Winfield is another guy that could have been a first rounder. There's a lot of guys that could have been a first rounder. That's how good this class is. Antoine Winfield, regardless if he's 5'9", I don't care. He can ball out. Height does not matter with him. He can ball out regardless. Robert Hunt from Louisiana Lafayette. He's a very good, versatile offensive lineman. He paved the way for that rushing attack. He helped in the passing game. And he was a big part of Raymond Calais' success at Louisiana Lafayette. This running back that's going to be drafted as well. Then there's Logan Wilson from Wyoming, a linebacker. He's very versatile. He can cover, he can tackle, he can do all that stuff. Just has to work on his pass rushing, but he's going to be a very good running linebacker. He could be a running back. Who knows? Looking back at third round gems now, just personal favorites again. I'd say Jalen Hurts. If Jordan Love can go in this first round, Jalen Hurts can go in the second round. He can play right now if you put him in the right system. You saw what he could do at Oklahoma in the right system. Now, if you're a coach that wants to force your system on him, then yeah, he's gonna have to wait a year or two to develop. Because the accuracy, especially towards the end of his season last season for Oklahoma, he didn't look so great. But if you put him in a right system like a Kyler Murray or a Lamar Jackson system, he can ball out. Antonio Gibson is a guy I love, one of my favorite players in this draft. You know, we talked about Isaiah Simmons being a very versatile. He's almost like a Isaiah Simmons of, on offense. He can play running back, receiver. He can do it all. He can return. He's so dynamic, and I do see him as a running back, as a future starting running back. But again, he's not just going to be forgotten as a receiver. He will be put in the slot, lined up outside, all of that. But I do see him as a running back. He doesn't have that much mileage as a running back. He has the build for it, so why not just put him there? Prince Tega Wanogho, the old tackle from Auburn. I love this kid. He's an athletic freak. He can move. He's a former swimmer, former basketball player. He switched to football later in his high school career and stuff. But I think with time, he can be a really, really good tackle. Terrell Lewis, Alabama, my second favorite edge player. He has the size, he has the speed, but you just got to worry about that injury, the injuries he's gone through and stuff like that. So if he return back healthy, in my opinion, he could even be the best pass rusher. Well, besides Chase Young, he could be the best pass rusher in this draft because it's not that great for pass rushers right now. Then there's Zach Moss, running back for Utah. He can do it all. I know his 40 time wasn't that good at the combine, but he can run through you. He can catch the ball. He can run it. He can run through you. I emphasize that because he can power through some people. And then just moving on to mid to late round gems. This personal favorite of mine's, again, not in order at all. Jeremy Chin. I don't even know if he's going to fall this late to a mid round per se. He's a very, very big safety. Helped himself a lot at the combine. He could go second round even. He's going to be a stud. Albert Bunam, I got the name. Tight end from Missouri. He had a talent drop off, switching from Drew Lock his junior year to Kelly Bryant his senior year. And he didn't do so well his senior year because he had Kelly Bryant. But I just think he's way too athletic not to be able to be used. If you can't develop him into being a great tight end, it's like, well, why are you a coach then? Because this guy has it right here. Then just moving on real quick to A.J. Dillon, running back from Boston College, 250, and can run like that. You can't teach that kind of stuff. So he's a guy, might not be a third down back, his receiving game isn't honestly that bad. But, he might be a little bit just not fast enough to be a pure 3-down back, but he can definitely get you those goal line carries and those short distance carries for sure. Then Rodrigo Blankenship. Yes, kickers are people too from Georgia. Didn't have such a good, didn't have a good senior season, but his junior season was a lot better. One of the most accurate kickers at Georgia in school history and just in the nation in general. Then moving on to Donovan Peoples-Jones, receiver from Michigan. I like this guy a lot. And to me, if I'm the Jets, this be a guy I'd look at. If they take him in the second round, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind because people, you gotta think that yes, he didn't put up crazy numbers at Michigan, but he could return the ball. He's very versatile. He's big. Had a 44.5-inch vertical at the combine, which is ridiculous. 6'2", weighs over 200 pounds. Big athletic freak. Can do it all. But production, you gotta think that offense at Michigan is just so conservative, and they don't really throw the ball down the field like they should have. And I don't know what's going on in Michigan. I love Harbaugh, but I don't know what they got going on over there. So Peoples-Jones, everyone wanted him to be the next Braylon Edwards at Michigan. Didn't really do so, but he's going to be a stud in the NFL. People are going to know how to use him. You really can't go wrong with a lot of these players. And it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out tonight and for tomorrow. So, peace out, y'all. This is our Day's Athletic Audio Bites. It was a pleasure.